whatever region you coming from. You know, this live stream may or may not be for you, but consider this: YouTube notifications. Mm. There have been people complaining, YouTubers large and small. Some I've heard, some I haven't. About notifications. I mean, what could be the issue? I mean, I don't know. I know when it comes to YouTube, what's going on, Time Reveals. Appreciate you. Thank you. You must have got the notification there. I don't know if any of you have been having issues with your notifications, but I've been hearing stories of people, uploading videos after videos, and people not getting it, So thank you for being here, Time Reveals. Um, there was some things where it came out that YouTube decided that they didn't want to spam. They didn't want people to spam their own subscribers and stuff like that. I don't know how they figured that out or decided that that would be a thing, But I think at some point YouTube is picking winners and losers as far as people that can prosper or shine or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I don't claim to have the answers to why the YouTube notifications are going awry, but it's kind of peculiar to me. What's going on, Green Bay Wacky? It's kind of peculiar to me that as YouTube is moving into other interests, as far as the YouTube Red stuff, the YouTube TV, YouTube notifications are they trollifications. That's funny. Fury 009. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I can't say it's a glitch. They changed it to where at one point you actually have a sidebar or something like that was saying with this. I wish I had the answers to Green Bay Wacky. I know something is going on, and who knows? Maybe YouTube is taking the side of who they feel should be the ones that get the notifications. I don't know. It is what it is. That's what's going on, being fam or whatever. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. I don't know. I'm on here maybe to find out. Maybe you folks have some answers. I don't know. Maybe you know what's going on with the notifications and stuff like that. A couple of people have said that their view count is going down because people are not getting the videos. I've had people tell me that like I said, they haven't gotten my videos. I've had people tell me that they haven't seen my videos in the last 6 or 7 months, and these are people that I've known personally, not just YouTube folks. I mean, I love and care about you, appreciate you. I'm talking about family members and friends. Talking about when's the last time you uploaded a video, and I'm like, if you've been watching, I've been uploading videos for the last couple of months almost consistently, but something is happening, something is going on. So I don't know if YouTube is deciding to pick winners and losers or unsub people, sub people. Usually I have sub and unsub and gain notifications to work. Yeah, Time Reveals. I mean, like I said, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you need to go to YouTube and find out, or write a letter, or call somebody up, try to get the YouTube representative or whatever the case may be. Only thing that I know from what I've seen happening, that there was a thing where YouTube came out and actually said, hey, we don't want you to spam your own subscribers. I don't personally, I don't get that one. That one I don't get. Green Bay Wacky inspirational YouTube shares because of the big channels. They can ignore titles, tags, and descriptions, and 1 million views. YouTube is broken. I don't know if YouTube is broken. Yes, I heard my subscribers say that too. Like they've been waiting for upload every day. Yeah. I don't know what's going on other than the fact that I think maybe, like I said, maybe YouTube is deciding, who should be seen and who shouldn't be seen. I wish they would give us more of more transparency on that one, but it's still vague. They say that YouTube is supposed to be more open and clear and explain things to the subscribers, to the users and whatnot on the platform, but it seems like it's been more vague because with this whole system, it's like you have to literally be watching YouTube with the guidelines. What's going on, Michael K? See, but any of you folks, you could tell me out there if your notifications have been working, if people have been getting your videos, if it's been something where people have been catching on. I watched people for years, and all of a sudden I heard nothing from them until they type in their name. Are you already past the 4K hours? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Time Reveals, and that's something to do with the YouTube notifications. I'm glad you asked that question. It's harder to get past the 4K views. I mean 4K hours if folks are not getting your notifications. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe my content is not engaging enough. What's going on, Bobby? I'm thinking maybe my content's not engaging enough, maybe I'm boring, they don't want to hear me talk, whatever the case may be. But I've noticed an uptick and a downslide or whatever. What's up, Juice? So I'm just talking about YouTube notifications. What's the deal with them? What's happening? What's going on? Just trying to get down to the bottom of it. What could it be? You only get 10% of the auto, so your computer systems overload. That's interesting. Like I said, I don't know. It's a situation, like I said, I would have to do some more investigation of the alerts. 10% of the alerts going out. But see, here's my thing. This is why it gets confusing for me. If I have, let's say, for instance, I have 10,000 subscribers, right? And 3,000 of them have their bell rung, or, those are all my 10,000 subscribers. Why, hey, what's up, Lulu? Well, why is YouTube deciding who and who can't get my notifications or get my videos or whatever the case may be? People don't realize that you have to hit a certain number on your video before YouTube decides to share it with all of your subscribers. It gives me a 404 error code about the notification. See, that doesn't make sense. Now that makes you think, well, maybe there's something else going on. And if you put in the work and the time and the effort to try to get to your subscribers, and people, and people want to, I don't know, and people want to watch you and they want to see you, and then they don't get the videos. I mean, what do you say? And then when you go to YouTube, they kind of give you these like vague explanations to say, yeah, we did it, but deal with it. I don't know. If all of our followers do, we hit bigger numbers. Yeah, they're Green Bay Backy. That's what I believe. If all of your followers got your videos, then it would hit bigger numbers. One video I created in itself is giving me views to make coin. I choose not to be monetized. Well, there you go. I mean, sometimes it's that, but even monetization aside, which exact numbers does it start exposing your videos? I don't know if the numbers change. I know it's in the hundreds. I know last time I checked, which was a while back, like they say, once you pass like the 300 mark, 300 views or something like that, then they begin to share it with more of your subscribers. And then after you get another couple of hundred views, I know after 1,000 they start to try to share it more with more of your subscribers or whatever the case may be. Bringing the album and leave is more is going on. They say it's computer errors, but a lot of channels lost 600,000 supporters. That's crazy. I mean, it may be the case, Reagan. I think it's a situation where personally they're deciding to pick the winners and losers. They're saying, okay, well, maybe if you don't have as much engagement, or you ain't getting the numbers like you normally do, or you're not as influential as some of the bigger subscribers. I think personally YouTube doesn't want to get into the whole thing of having to pay folks out and really splitting up the AdSense dollars or whatever the case may be, because there's too many people to pay. I don't care what anybody tells me on this whole YouTube situation. There's just too many people to pay out. Imagine, if you will, if everybody on this platform actually had everybody on their subscriber list, not in the platform, just on your subscriber list. If everybody could see your video and everybody watched your video and gave you the full watch time and you got what you were supposed to, YouTube would have to pay out a lot of money. So it's just kind of odd to me that there's issues with the AdSense revenue and the advertisers, and they're moving in a subscription-based direction and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, people have problems with notifications. There's no real answers. Nobody can really get a hold of anybody and really get anything concrete. I think YouTube is down there broke because of Jake Paul. Well, no, I don't think YouTube is broke. I mean, so you think about a lot of big channels that are coming back, so engaged. Even some of the big channels are complaining about the AdSense revenues and the dollars and whatnot. If anybody remember Phil DeFranco, he was complaining not too long ago. That's why so many outside like AdSense, and Amazon, no, definitely you have to look outside of YouTube as far as your AdSense, or your revenue streams or whatever the case. Even Roberto Blake recently was talking about, from RobertoBlake.com, was talking about, if you're trying to make AdSense money here on YouTube, good luck with that. Not that it can't happen, but it's becoming harder and harder to even make money in that way. There's sponsorships, there's selling of your own products, somebody else's products, services, and stuff like that. There's ways to make money podcasting and stuff like that on YouTube, but it's like you have to really get on your grind with this whole, promotional and marketing and advertising. So now it becomes a situation where I remember like Green Bay Wacky talked about one time, you know, where you have to use like all these marketing techniques and things that you may not want to use in order to try to get people just to watch a video. You know, how hard should you have to watch for somebody to watch a YouTube video? Yes, even the news rule frozen millions of accounts in AdSense revenue that is now needing to be paid. Yeah, so we're not even going to talk about the frozen AdSense accounts that need to be paid. I mean, shoot, I still got some AdSense revenue that need to come my way. But will it? Who knows? But the thing is, you can't really depend on that. So now it comes to a situation, what do you do? What is YouTube now? You know, it's just a different environment. You know, you have all these fake views and subs to cheat the system. Yeah, Bobby, that's something that happens too. But what about the people that's not cheating the system? You know what I mean? You know, yes, we have to work extra hard, networking for sure. Yeah, Reagan, that's one of the things that folks have to do. You know, but you know, even with that, like I said, you know, how much networking can you do on YouTube? You know, and how much influential is it going to be if you constantly, you have to spend more, sometimes it feels like you have to spend more energy promoting the video than you actually do putting it together and, you know, getting it right and whatnot. It seems like that's not even the most important thing anymore. I mean, that's just my perspective. You know, it seems like you can have one of the best videos, because me and Green Bay Wacky talked about this extensively. You know, I use IG, Snap, Facebook, Periscope to promote. Yeah, you have to. And the promotion aspect becomes so key. You know, I use fake videos to pretend I am funny. I was just kidding. That's funny. It comes down to a point where now you have to really look at the business aspect of it if you want to get your videos watched, or the promotional aspect of it. And it becomes, you say to yourself, you say, wow, so now I have to put all this time into putting together the video, editing it, making sure it's good, it's trending, it's all that, put the tags in there, making sure I'm with the YouTube guidelines. Then once I follow everything that I'm supposed to do and I put it out there, right? Now I have to worry about the promotional part of it, because there's no guarantee that me being a YouTuber, small YouTuber, whatever, right, that folks are going to watch it. What's up, Crimson Fantasy? I see you. So you have to learn how to promote this outside of YouTube. So then you ask yourself, is it worth it? You know, it really becomes about the exposure. It really becomes about the networking, as Reagan was talking about. You know, but the thing about it is it can drain you. You know, that's why I see a lot of people saying, you know, on here, oh, I'm taking a break from YouTube, or I'm stepping back, or I'm looking at it a different way. Because let's say you put your heart, your soul, your everything into this thing, and then you put it out there, and you come to find out that your notifications are not even going out there. You know, yeah, it can drain you, man. It can drain you. I mean, and it's not to complain about it. It's a great experience, but you know, you ask yourself, you're like, what's the point? What's up, Iron Firehouse? I appreciate it. Appreciate you for coming through. You know, you wonder, you really wonder. You're like, what's going on? And then when you come to YouTube, it's like you really don't have much answers. All you have is kind of like, you know, some press release or some statements or some guidelines or whatever. It drains everything. And it shouldn't be a draining situation. It shouldn't be a situation where it feels like a job. It shouldn't be a situation where, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. You know, it ain't going to happen overnight, but it takes work and consistency. Yes, it takes work and consistency, Reagan, but what happens when that work and consistency, right, is not being appreciated and acknowledged, even by, you know, the platform which you're trying to follow the guidelines and rules? I put my camera down. I'm not interested like I used to. Well, time reveals there's a lot of people that feel that way. I'm not even gonna lie, myself, sometimes I wonder, you know, like, damn, you know, like, is it worth live streaming? Is it worth getting the watch time hours? What happens when I hit the 4K? You know, will it be a situation where people really, you know, get my videos as they should? Yeah, you get a turning point asking yourself this. Yeah, no, it happens, Crimson Fantasy. I mean, it really does. I mean, when you find out about stuff like this, because I know how a lot of people felt when it came to the notification part of it, you know, the guidelines. Think about it. If you're here from the beginning of the year, you know, you first had to deal with the guidelines, you know, the changing of the guidelines, you know, then the 4K hours and all that stuff. And then, you know, there's people talking about not being paid because of censorship and stuff like that. All these different things that have happened. What's going on, Slayer? College student, you funny. I thought you watch time hours. Nah, not yet, Bobby, not yet. I'm still not there. No, I'm still not there, because you got to fight through, and you got to make sure that you upload content, you know, and then hopefully you're not uploading too much content and you know, pissing people off or whatever the case, you know. I'm pretty much a viewer mostly. Yeah, it happens like that, Iron Firehouse. I have 5,000 hours, shaking my head. Oh, you have 5,000 hour time reveals? That's crazy. I'm 500 hours. Well, I mean, it's something where you have to decide whether it's worth it. I mean, I made a live stream about it and talked about this previously. I think it is worth it, but at the same time, you just have to look at it from a different thing. I'm a big believer in seeing bigger picture. A lot of people are trying to simply get famous on YouTube and not release videos of value. Yeah, no, that's definitely. I agree with you on that. Juice. It is about releasing videos of value. You know, you do have to see the bigger picture. You have 2 hours. That's crazy. That's crazy. You got 2 hours of watch time. There you go. You need 4,000. But damn. Oh my God. I'm at 3,500,000, but I'm at mostly momentum ATM. That's crazy. Yeah, that's good though. It is about putting out content worth value and stuff like that. But it gets to you sometimes when you saying to yourself, like, I'm putting out my content, I'm doing what I gotta do, you know, I'm going through the guidelines, I'm trying to meet it, I'm trying to make sure that the stuff is not, you know, like out of whack, I'm trying to make sure it's not vulgar, you know, and then you hear, you know, folks is not getting your videos because YouTube decided, you know, that all of a sudden, you know what, maybe certain people shouldn't have your videos because they don't want you to spam your own subscribers. So you uploading content on a regular basis, they don't want you to spam all of your subscribers, or they deeming that this person is a dead account because they didn't come on 6 months, you know, in a row or something like that, or they didn't comment on your video. It sounds like nitpicking to me. You know, it sounds like, you know, I wish they would come out and say, look, we're going to have these amount of people that we're going to pay. You know, this is the program. Go back to the way it was. Have people apply to get into the program. Don't make the AdSense available to everybody, you know, until they meet certain guidelines, which they're probably trying to do. But if you feel like there's a certain special among us that you know can only have that, then come out and speak and say that. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I would respect that more than, hey, what's going on, Tim S. Then it's this vagueness and whatnot. You don't know. A lot of times people don't know. Sometimes when you get guideline strikes, you don't know when you're going to get a guideline strikes and what you're going to get it for. It's vague. You know, people losing their channels. There's folks with play buttons, silver play buttons, that have lost their channel. That's crazy. If only Instagram vids counted for YouTube, I almost have 1,000. What? I have 100,000. That's crazy. I don't know. Like I said, hopefully this is not sounding like a rant. This is just a concern. I'm just expressing this because of the fact that, you know, a lot of people were facing this. A lot of people were wondering, like, you know, what's the point, you know? And there's still a point to it. It's about the longer picture, the bigger picture. As Juice was saying, you have to be willing to see the bigger picture. But seeing the bigger picture, looking at the larger scope of it, it takes work. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of faith and belief in what you're doing here. You know, YouTube really will test you now as far as, you know, putting out content and things. Let me read some of the contents on my computer now. I can type faster. That's funny. Freebie, short attention span. I mean, ads are okay, but I hate when people put like 10 ads in a 10-minute video. Yeah, that's true too, but that's a whole other issue right there. That's if you can get paid. I always tell everyone quality videos over quantity. Yeah, that's true, Reagan. But you know, it puts you in a situation where just trying to meet the watch time, you have to put out quantity just to meet that as well. Make your videos good enough to watch all the way through. That's the best advice. No hate, just honesty. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true, Bobby. That's true. I mean, it comes down to that. You know, it comes to a point where the people that are going to succeed are the ones that could take their content and put it together and move throughout, you know, the social media platforms or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you got to stimulate the algorithm. Oh my, yes, you do, Crimson Fantasy. Sometimes you have to stimulate the algorithm and, you know, play with it a little bit and whatnot. But we're not going to get too crazy into the innuendos and stuff like that right now. It does just come to a point where it can be discouraging, to the point where, yeah, but it is subjective. I agree with you on that, Green Big Wacky. It is subjective. But the thing about it, which is key, is that, you know, you have to look at the longer picture. You have to really see the bigger picture about what it's about. It is really about the exposure. Like Reagan was saying, it is about the networking. And I say, people, you have to learn how to promote. If you don't know how to promote, you know, off of YouTube, you know, to the point where you get people to watch your videos on YouTube or other platforms, then, you know, you're sadly mistaken in this era, in this time, in this society, you know, as far as, you know, social media is concerned. Because, you know, just uploading a video and just hoping people watch, it's not going to work anymore. Just hoping that people come to your channel and see you and whatever the case may be. You can't just do that. You have to go on the Facebook. You have to go on the Snapchat. You have to go on the IG, on the Twitter, you know, and wherever, you know, people are watching, just to get it to come here. And then it begs the question, you know, why, you know, upload videos on YouTube? YouTube is still a structure where it has where you can, you know, upload videos and share with people and live stream in this way. It's a lot of work, but I continue to do it for the love of the people, and I believe, yeah, you have to, Green Bay. You have to have a love and a passion for this, because if you're just doing it for the money, you know, then you're gonna be sadly mistaken. You know, there's so many people on here who don't get paid for quality work and things that they do because they didn't hit a certain number. You can have a great video, you know, not a viral video, but it's a great video. Maybe it has 2 or 3,000 views, and you're not getting what you're supposed to get paid for it. You may get $10 for a video that you spent, you know, 20 hours working on. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy quickness, so it happens. It happens. Tags, titles, tags, watch time is all important. But if your content isn't grab people, yeah, they keep them loose in the ride. Yeah, no, that's true too. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, Barbie. To me, laughter makes people live longer, so I'm sharing my comedy. That's interesting too. Green Bay, you want to share your comedy? Hey, Llama Monster, what's going on? You know, I agree with the comment that Barbie made, and you know what Green Bay is saying. You know, you share what you're passionate about, and then there's also, you know, getting better content, making better content and whatnot. But see, here's the thing: even the larger YouTubers are saying about that. There are people out there who make great content or make good content, but they still are fighting for attention, because you can make a great video, you know, but sometimes you just have to know how to promote it and put it in the right hands to where it gets to where it needs to go. Some videos are that viral sensation where one person sees it and then it's shared and it's shared and it's shared and it's shared and it becomes something else. Yeah, thumbnails are also helpful as well. I mean, but that's the thing about YouTube. Hey, Marks Plays, thank you for coming through. That's the thing about it as well. You know, so it is a situation where you learn all these different skills. I think YouTube now has become more of a learning place, like a breeding ground to, you know, actually, you know, cultivate and get your skills up to whatever's going to come next. Collabs come too. Mukbang videos are really what people are watching. I'm not eating for YouTube. That's funny. Much love to you, Tim S. Okay, much love to you. Yeah, you know, yeah, you don't want to eat all the time for YouTube. Let me get a sip though. I don't know. I love collabs too, and there's nothing wrong with them. You know, I've seen big channels who ignore thumbnails, titles, and tags, and still pull 30 million. Is subjective too. Well, Green Bay has said that, so I'll address this. I'll address what you said with that one, 009. Yes, it is true. Once you hit a certain amount of subscribers, but once you engage with your audience, it don't matter if you put the right title, the right tag, the right thumbnails. But that comes to the promotional aspect. If you engage and mobilize your audience, then they're gonna watch you regardless of what tag or title you put in there. You just have to be willing to hit them with the things that they want to see. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gives tips and advice to new YouTubers, established creators. It's all about just doing it. We can stay here and release tips and advice, but just do the work, and you'll see what works for you. That's true too. I agree with that, Juice. Sometimes you have to just go out there and do it. Sometimes you can't worry about the tips, the advice, the tricks, and all that other stuff. You know, a lot of us probably have 10 tips or heard of 5 strategies that's gonna, you know, let people, you know, get money, or ways to make money on YouTube and stuff like that. And in theory, a lot of this stuff works. But then, you know, it comes down to learning it and understanding that everything doesn't work for everybody. What may work for Mel don't work for Juice. What may work for Juice don't work for Green Bay Wacky. What works for Green Bay Wacky may not work for Barbie or Lulu, you know, or Time Reveals. So everybody has different things that works for them. You know, may not work for Crimson Fantasy. You know, whatever strategies or tips or tools or things that you do, because it does come down to what you're passionate about. If people don't see the passion, if they don't see the value, like Juice was talking about the other day in one of my live streams, if they don't see the passion and the value in what you're doing and how you're expressing yourself and how you're putting it together, then what's the point? The question is, why should we watch your videos? Are you engaging? Are you telling a, you know, good enough story? It has to become more than just depending on the edifice or the workings of YouTube. That's what's happening with YouTube. If you're going to be successful on YouTube, you have to learn other skills. You grab my attention, always have a great conversation. Well, yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I'm not always as attention grabbing as I want to. Yesterday, I had a live stream that only had 15 seconds of watch time. So, I mean, but I get it though. I appreciate it. Time reveals. Yes, passion helps. Yeah. Nah, it's just, so, but you have your hits, you have your missions. It's like Juice said. You do it and you just see, you know what happens. How to say so. Well, I have a mustache, so I dig it qualifies as you watch it. That's funny. That's funny. And what's the thing about YouTube? It makes it endless of how to build our channels. We need to have tolerance to others in their approach. Yeah, be 100% fake. That's funny. I can't be 100% fake, Sky King, but I know how it is. Another tip, though, another social media platform that helps is Reddit, to make sure you follow the rules and post in the right section. Yes, Reddit does help, but you have to have the patience for Reddit 009. You definitely have to have the patience for Reddit, because I've tried being on Reddit, and Green Bay Wacky and a couple other people have to be there. They make you earn, that karma, so you can actually get your stuff out there. Lulu, I said what's up to you and whatnot. Just in case I don't want you to think I forgot about you, haven't forgot about you. So it's kind of crazy though. I mean, it is something to learn. It is a different system, and there's more changes to come, I foresee, in the future as it pertains to notifications and YouTube and stuff like that. It's about being able to adapt and finding out whether or not this means anything to you. That works for well. Oh, you just retracted your statement. I was trying to read that comment. I was trying to say, oh man. But ghosts, Reddit ghosts. You most people do not know about ghosting. Yeah, you told me about ghosting before. That's something that we'll talk about a little bit more privately. Absolutely, tribunals themselves and more because time consuming. Sorry about that. Hopefully, I'm not making anybody's difficult for they sell or whatever the case may be. What works for me may not work for the next person, but just start uploading and see what works for you. Well, I add to what you're saying on that, Juice. Yeah, I say start uploading and see what works for you and whatnot, but also have purposeful uploads. Learn from it. Try different techniques and different skills. Try out different camera angles. Try out different editing. Try out different software. Certain different ways to promote. Different ways to present yourself. Different looks. Different styles of how you speak, and how you conversate with people, or whatever the case may be. Really study yourself. If you upload content, you don't know what you're doing, because a lot of people will have tips and tricks and tools for you, telling you what to do and how to do it, but they're not taking in and factoring in maybe the background that you come from, or your financial ability, or your confidence level, or whatever the case may be. This YouTube race is a marathon. Yeah, I did something about that before. This YouTube is not a race but a marathon. This stuff takes time to see results. It took me 2 years to see results. I agree with you on that, Juice. I really commit with my subs, and I watch and want to show love. That's how I attract people to me. Ghosting is where Reddit makes you sign in and to see you post the links to YouTube videos, it said, but it's fake. You really, yeah, no, definitely. That's the ghosting. Green Bay Wacky was explaining that. Sorry about that. I was kind of reading that, mumbling that, but Green Bay Wacky explains what ghosting is and whatnot. I know what it is. I know you told me about it before, but the other people didn't know. So it's good that it's good that you put that out there. But Juice, you made a lot of good comments in there. A lot of good points to just take in. Just tossing out something. Lax body is the tossing out the turd. That's interesting. That's interesting you say that, Bobby. That's very interesting you say that. I don't want to toss it out there like a turd, but it is about paying attention and trying to learn and really study your own videos and see where you could have done things better. I look at my videos all the time. I go back and say, well, maybe I could have spoke better. Maybe I should have started the live stream off, differently. Maybe I shouldn't have talked as long. Maybe I should have engaged more with the audience. Maybe I should have did an edited video. Maybe I should have went outside. A whole bunch of things that you actually begin to just talk about and really just mull over as it pertains to what it is that you need to do. But as far as these notifications, it's a sign of something. YouTube is moving in a different direction. They're trying to tweak things, and sometimes those tweaks work, sometimes those tweaks don't work. You have to bear with it. You have to really be willing to learn, adapt, and pay attention. It comes not to meant to offend. No, Bobby. No, Bobby. No, it's not even. There's a lot of crap videos with millions of views. Talent does not dictate views. This is true. This is true. But being able to get it in the right hands and get it in front of the right, eyes, or whatever the case may be, in front of the right people, promoting it and whatnot, that does matter. You can have the most crap garbage video out there, but if you know how to promote and get it in front of the right people, then that's what it is. No, we know, Bobby. We know it's not a directed anywhere. I do all of that. I'm watching close to the edit, the green screen, the music, the annotations. I try to make better stuff. They're all Green Bay. It comes down to a point here on YouTube, like Lama was saying, the talent doesn't always equal views. While we getting copyrighted music is played all over the YouTube music. What? While we getting copyrighted music is all over. Music is played all over YouTube. Shaking my head. Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. Time reveals. I promote my videos. That's why my subs are less than 10% of my views. Well, that's part of the issue. A lot of people don't understand is that the promotional side of it is a big part that people don't understand when you're putting out these videos. Because you'll wonder sometimes, you'll see like somebody who has talent or they didn't even take time to edit their video, and you're looking at their video and you're saying, wow, I made a better video than that last week. Why am I not, hitting or have 100,000 views or 20,000 views, whatever? And then it's how you put it out there, proliferate it to your community. I don't rely on YouTube for advertising my work. Yeah, and that's what's happening. That's why I'm glad Llama Monster said that. And also, we know, Barbie, that wasn't trying to meant to offend. Nobody's offended, not that I know of in it. But Llama Monster says something that's real, that's relevant in the conversation. Don't depend on YouTube to advertise or notify people about your work. And I also got your comment to Juice about the material side of the things and not really getting caught up on that. That is true. I get you on that one. I totally agree with you on that. But the notifications definitely come down to promotion. How do you promote your videos? How are people engaging with it? Do you have an email list? Do you have stuff outside of YouTube that you can get people to engage with? Great example. I got a 30-second Mars. Yeah. I remember that 30 Seconds of Mars is already promoted and made it, and they shared and promoted my video a bit. It got a bit views, but I still have to promote the fast. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you promote whatever makes sense to you. Yeah, no, Bobby, we know, Bobby, we know nobody is offended by your comment. Nobody's offended by your comment. It's cool. Like I said, they probably we kind of moved on from it, but it wasn't a bad thing. So that's what it is. But nah, it is that Fury 009. It is that Llama Monster. It is understanding and knowing how to promote your own content. Some of my most watched videos here on YouTube were videos that I had to promote and constantly share and constantly share and constantly share. I had a poem called Cold Winter. It was okay. It only had like maybe 30, 40 views, and then I kept resharing it and kept resharing it and kept resharing it, and then eventually got up to like 500 views, and I had a couple of other poetry videos that did the same. So it comes down to how do you promote, how do you proliferate and get your videos out there. It's just like even with this live stream, I can promote this live stream and get more people to watch and put it out there and do all that other fancy stuff or whatever the case may be, but that's going to have to be work on me. What's up, Big Dog Leather? I see you. I saw you in somebody else's live stream. I think it was Country Girl's live stream not too long ago, or whatever the case may be. But I'm just talking about YouTube notifications. People not getting your stuff or getting your stuff comes down to this. It really comes down to this. How do you promote your videos? How do you put it out there to the public? How do you get people to watch your stuff? Because if you sit there and you wait for YouTube to put it out there, then good luck with that. I appreciate all of the YouTubers that get me through. Yeah, Tim S, and we appreciate you as well. But the thing is, like I said, with the notifications and all that stuff, like people were brought up in this chat, depending on YouTube to promote your videos is a failing strategy in 2018. I don't care what you say, unless they put you to a point where they find interest in you. When YouTube gives you that push, then okay, of course. If YouTube deems you necessary to get that push, then it is what it is. But the reality is, for the large point of us, the 90% of us out there that's waiting for that push from YouTube, you'll be a fool to sit around waiting for them to promote and advertise every video for every subscriber that comes out there. You may get a little pop if you mention YouTube or say something positive or kind or whatever the case about them. But the reality is, it's a situation where you have to invest in the promotion of your videos, and that's what it comes to. You can speak your mind. That's good. Yeah. No. Bobby, it's all good. I mean, nobody's offended by the comment. I'll try to tell you, nobody's offended until you get enough subscribers. Basically, actually promote. You go elsewhere. Yeah, no, I mean, it comes down to that, but I don't care if a person has 100,000 subscribers. I don't care if you have 1 million subscribers. If you care about your content as much as you say you do, you're going to get into the promotional aspect of it. None of my comments were made to offend or upset anyone, and hurt my apologies. Nobody was hurt, offended by your comments, Barbie. Nobody was hurt. You're good. Don't worry about it. But the thing is, like I said, the notifications, what I see from that, YouTube is moving in a different direction. Who knows why they chose to do what it is that they do? I don't know. I can't get into that. I can't speak for them. But what I can say about the YouTube notifications, it just, you know, highlights the fact that people need to pay more attention to how they promote their own videos and where they share them, and you know who is engaged with them, and knowing your audience and knowing the time, and really going over the analytics of your videos and stuff like that. Even myself, I have to be careful because I'll put out 2 or 3 videos or whatever the case may be, not realizing that it's a peak time to do it. You know, it is certain things that people want to hear about, certain people don't want to hear about. Like this live stream could have been about 10,000 other things, but one of the things I know people want to talk about is the YouTube notifications and how that's going down, and you know what's going on with the algorithm and the philosophy of YouTube as far as, you know, them deciding that, okay, when you release a video, we're not going to share the video with all of your subscribers. We're going to share it with a segment of your subscribers, and as your numbers go up, then you know we'll do that. You know, but see, Egyptian Gaming Geek, thank you for coming through. But what happens with that is, am I getting yours? Probably not, but I have to go check that as well. I don't know. What's it? No, who knows? I don't understand what. Yeah, no, it's all good, Bobby. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I don't know what's up with YouTube. I don't know, but I have to check too. Sometimes, you know, not getting people's notifications comes down to, you know, the fact that you might be subscribed to like 1,000 people. So if I don't get somebody's notifications, sometimes it's not because I didn't get your notification. Sometimes it's because I'm subscribed to, you know, so many other people that by the time I get to you, it was like, you know, they were ahead of you. So it is a situation where there's other issues and whatnot. You know, the thing is to work with it, to be open-minded, to understand that there are multiple levels to, you know, putting out a video where people will watch. Just because you have, you know, beautiful looking content, just because, you know, you may dress right or have a green screen around you, doesn't mean that folks are going to watch your videos. It has to be something, like Juice was saying, that's worth, that has value to it, that people can gain something from. And then there's also the other side, like Llama Monster was talking about, you know, basically, you know, not depending on the platform itself to try to promote you. Even though if they deem you somebody who's worthy of promotion, they will give you that push. Getting that can be a blessing and a curse in itself, you know, but that's what it is. If you're not getting mine, then fine, I just look at the channel subscription and go look at it. Yeah, no, that's what it is. That's what it is. I'll definitely do that. Egyptian Gaming Geek. Also, the bell gets deactivated all the time, leaving us unsubs, resub to put on the bell and whatnot. Who decides who to do this? Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with you, Green Bay Wacky. I definitely agree with you. So it is a situation where you keep your eyes open. You try to pay attention to it. You just, you know, I think it's for them to encourage you to look at your subs and really engage and actively be inside of, you know, what's going on inside the community or whatever the case may be. I hope Solo is a good movie. You know, I wanted to see it myself, but I'm going to be seeing it this Saturday. Yeah, I don't know. It's when it comes to this YouTube notification, you know, it just seems kind of crazy, but it means for me personally that you got to go in a different direction. Not to say a different direction off of YouTube, but in a direction where you start to really look at ways to promote your own videos. How do you get people, like if you have to have an email list, or if you have to find folks on Twitter and stuff like that. That's what some people do. Some people say, okay, follow me on Twitter, so when I release a new video, you know, it's out there on Twitter. Or you're on Facebook, you notify people on Facebook, or you notify people on Snapchat if they still use that, or whatever the case may be, you know, Instagram or wherever you're at. So it just comes to a situation where, you know, you just have to go outside of the normal norms of getting your video out there. Solo the Disney Cash Cow, the subject, is it how we did it, needing 18 more stars? I'm not touching that with Green Bay. YouTube has tons of glitches, so well, even people who work for YouTube will tell you that. Bobby, yes it does. You know, I mean, so with the glitches and everything, just keep your eyes open, just learn to adapt and do all that other stuff that you need to do, all that fancy stuff that's going on, you know, with YouTube and whatnot. You know, it's kind of interesting. You know, it's definitely kind of interesting. I mean, it does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of engagement. It takes a lot of you know, awareness of what you're doing and whatnot. Star Wars, well, yeah, Star Wars is cool. Green Bay was getting a joke about something, and it's all good. You know, don't worry. You know, I don't even know where to go with that. You know, but like I said, it's a situation where, you know, it just calls for a different strategy, it calls for a different, you know, way of looking at it, and just really getting your videos out there and whatnot. And some people already know. Juice says, understand everybody wants to be famous and have fortune, but that should be your primary focus. If you're on YouTube, that makes you look like a selfish person. That's true too. But I'll say this, I mean, if you want to argue that side, I'll say this on the other side, whether you want to be a selfish person or famous or not famous, whether you just want to be somebody who engages with the community, people do want to know that when they release their videos, that their videos are being watched, that their voice is being heard, you know, and that's why the notification issue is such a big deal. Even if you just only have 100 people or, 2 people, 3 people, 10 people, you want to know those 10 people are actually getting your videos and watching it and hearing your message. And when they don't, that can be a little bit discouraging. But thank you for this conversation. I appreciate you folks. I'm not going to keep you on here too much longer. Hopefully there was something said of worth, of value. Let me see what Green Bay is saying before I go. I predict that some new platform will break out in the next few years. I think YouTube is feeling unstoppable, a bad strategy in my eyes. What are our big YouTubers streaming off YouTube, etc.? Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, big YouTubers streaming off of YouTube and doing all stuff like that. I mean, that's definitely something to consider and think about. I think YouTube won't have competition. If anything, it may go the Netflix route, with Blockbuster, whatever, it may wind up getting replaced. But who knows? We'll see what the future holds. But anyway, hopefully this conversation, this live stream, this chat, it was something that you gained the value out of here. It was a cool discussion. I appreciate all you folks for coming by. You came by quick, with the hurry fast or whatever that means. The notification was on. Thank you. I appreciate you folks. Great value could have a lot of different things, from entertainment, health, etc., fitness, etc. It's all about releasing great value to others. That's part of it. That's part of it, Juice. That's part of it. But there's also the business aspect. Thank you, Green Bay. I appreciate it. Yeah, this live stream is great value. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. And I encourage you to check each other out. Green Bay Wacky, Tim S420, Juice, Barbie, Lulu Love You, Llama Monster. Check each other out. See what's going on. Thank you. Yeah, Juice, you did have some good advice in the stream and whatnot. Juice has an awesome channel out there. Black Vegan does that. We're gonna get into the podcast. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Just gotta put everything together. But for now, applications. As always, spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Bow.